Secret Santa spreads holiday joy in the Electric City. Thanks for making KRTV a part of your Thursday. Katie Stuckey is off tonight. We'll bring you the story of a Secret Santa in a moment, but first we start on the north side of town, where Great Falls police are investigating the possible poisoning death of 3 dogs. Officials say they responded to a call in the found 2 dead dogs in the backyard of one of the homes, and later in the afternoon they were called back once again for another dog laying in the neighbor's yard. While the appearance of the animals and their surroundings did not seem suspicious, they're looking into claims the pets may have been poisoned. We spoke to neighbors today who say they believe the dogs may have eaten contaminated sausage. One resident says he had heard a man with a dislike of the dogs bragging about it beforehand. But officers say it will take time before they know the cause of the deaths.
In this particular case, the animals are being placed in veterinary care. An autopsy for an animal is being taken care of, and so when we get those results, we'll know a little bit more about hopefully what killed them.
Neighbors who found the one dog in their backyard say they don't know who owned that dog. Yesterday we told you Mike Chilinsky has been sentenced to 5 years for 91 counts of animal cruelty. Today the director of the Lewis and Clark Humane Society talks about what's next for the dogs. Gina Wiest says the Humane Society is still caring for 170 dogs, and they'll now find homes for every one. She says this is a great victory for the community and for the animals.
Yes, as far as setting a precedent, this is the longest jail term that anybody in an animal neglect case in Montana has had. So I am hoping that this sends a very strong message to other kennels that are here in our community, backyard breeders that are here in our community, that our courts are not afraid to sentence you.
Wiest says the dogs will require special attention after what they've been through, and she says most of them aren't good with other animals, but they will be spayed and neutered. She says none of the dogs will be euthanized. If you're starting your holiday travels this evening, you'll need both hands on the steering wheel. Storm Tracker meteorologist Mike Rollins joins us now with the latest on strong winds. Mike?
That's right, Tim. We've been seeing winds gusting in some areas close to 80 miles per hour this afternoon. Nothing like that in Great Falls. Our winds right now sustained at 21 miles per hour here out of the south. 16 mile per hour winds in White Sulphur Springs. Cut Bank, 12 mile per hour winds there at the airport coming out of the southwest. We'll talk more about how long the strong winds will linger into the evening hours and what you can expect for the big holiday travel weekend coming up.
All right, thanks, Mike. Updating a story we brought you last night, CEO of Stringer Welding Company Carl Douglas was killed in a plane crash Tuesday evening. Douglas and his passenger John Smith were coming back to Libby from Coolidge, Arizona in Douglas's twin-engine Beechcraft airplane. According to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, the two were scheduled to arrive at the Libby airport around midnight. When authorities learned the plane was missing, they contacted Civil Air Patrol, Montana Aeronautics, and the FAA. Sheriff Roby Bowe says the FAA was able to determine the last known position of the airplane according to their radar.
And at that time, we started activating David Thompson Search and Rescue and started covering some of the areas of last sightings and stuff of the airplane.
Search crews came upon the wreckage in a remote area of Swede Mountain that stretches several hundred yards. They found the plane around 8 o'clock Wednesday night and soon found neither occupant had survived the crash. The county coroner and the sheriff's office will recover the remains as soon as the weather allows. The cause of the crash is being investigated by the National Transportation Safety Board. Well, throughout the season, we've been sharing stories of organizations doing good for those in need during the holidays. But as MTN's Jen Fenter explains, today it's a Secret Santa in the giving spirit.
It's overwhelming.
Jamie Joaquin is one of several unsuspecting shoppers Thursday receiving a little holiday cheer.
I was getting ready to ring up everything and I handed her my credit card and she said, Santa bought this for you.
With 8 children at home, Jamie says Christmas can be chaotic and expensive.
We bought stuff they needed, clothes and stuff, and then we got a craft toy. And that was about what we could afford.
Thanks to the Secret Santa, the Joaquin family's Christmas just got a little merrier. And across town, others were in shock that someone was picking up the tab.
I'm not used to this kind of thing happening to me, and I just thought I misunderstood what she said.
As Richard and his wife went to pay for their groceries, the cashier told them Santa had already taken care of it.
Well, I can't believe somebody do something like that for me. I've never had anybody do anything like this before. Couldn't believe it. It's real nice. I appreciate it very much.
Staff in on the Santa secret say it's exciting to see the reaction from their customers.
Secret Santa said Merry Christmas.
Some people want to know what the gimmick is, and what next, and they don't believe it's actually a real thing. So we have to explain it to them a couple times before that they realize that it's actually a Secret Santa that's paying for all their groceries.
It's not a common occurrence, but when it does happen, it sparks the giving spirit for those who have witnessed the act of kindness.
I wanted to be him. I want to give joy to everybody.
In Great Falls, Jen Fenter, MTN News.
And the Secret Santa continued making stops all over town, including a gas station, to fill up the tanks of unsuspecting customers. A Christmas tradition with a new twist. For the 20th consecutive year, the Denny Berg Memorial Christmas Dinner will help needy people throughout the Great Falls community. And Toys for Tots will team up with event organizers to provide a Christmas present for young children who attend. Meals will also be delivered to housebound folks and those who can't make it to the Senior Citizen Center for the event. Those without transportation to the dinner can get a ride from volunteers. The dinner chairman says none of this would be possible without the help of the National Guard.
With 400 plus people that we serve, we use all of the ovens up at the National Guard. They have about 35 volunteers that show up at 4 in the morning on Christmas Eve day and prepare the turkey and stuffing and deliver that to us so we can serve it to people on Christmas Day.
Last year, over 450 people were served with a hearty meal and a side of fellowship. The dinner takes place from noon to 3 on Christmas Day at the Senior Citizen Center in Great Falls. No reservations are required. Great Falls Public Schools holiday concerts wrapped up today with a group of students who don't let mobility and speech limitations stand in their way of taking the stage. Students in Loy's special needs program sang and danced to holiday classics just like the rest of their peers. The students proved that wheelchairs, walkers, and medical equipment are not barriers to great performances. Teachers of the special needs students say they've caught the spirit of the holidays, and the days of them taking a back seat are gone.
They just go over and above. I stand in awe of them because, we get preconceived ideas of what we think they can and cannot do, or they can and cannot be, and they surprise us every day.
After the performance, Santa Claus visited the students and their families, delivering a few early Christmas presents. And nearby, Montana School for the Deaf and Blind celebrated the holidays with their annual Christmas performance. We take you to the concert to experience a bit of the joy.
Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
I really like dancing. I like performing in general, but I can't sing worth it.
This fun things for sure, but Christmas is really so much more.
What people will see that's different at our show, of course, is that with deaf or hard of hearing kids, the music that they perform is through American Sign Language, and so they will be signing their songs. With the students that have a vision loss, they're singing, they're performing with musical instruments, there's drumming today and handbells, and that's very much like you'd see with any other school program.
I've done it every year for 16 years, so it's my last one. It was kind of reminiscent of all of the other years. I remembered all of the first years that I did it and seeing all the little kids down there. I used to be one of them, so it was nice.
Being able to get up in front of a group and have confidence and be proud of what they do is important in helping them develop that self-esteem, and we're proud of our kids.
All right, so kind of an early Christmas present for the parents and people just in attendance. And you got your early Christmas present yesterday.
Yes.
And unveiled it to everybody in the form of the new weather system.
Yeah, we've been working hard to just tweak everything, make sure it's just right for all of our viewers here at home. We are glad you're with us here. We're talking about the windy conditions out there. It's certainly been a windy day, and as we head through the next couple of hours, temperatures will be in the 30s. It's not going to be all that cold, but with that wind gusting up around 30 to 40 miles per hour in the Electric City, we will see wind chill values dropping into the 20s and at times the teens. We'll talk about your complete forecast when the news continues.